we've all, what's for me, what's cinematic about August Wilson is we've all heard the term soul music. This is soul writing. This is soul theater, and it's that neck bones, cornbread, peach cobbler. It's that flavor that August brings to it that's completely authentic to who he is in his journey, and it's unlike Tennessee Williams, unlike anybody else in the game. And I think August and his cinematic, soulful language that stands on its own, I think that in and of itself makes it cinematic. I did feel a lot of pressure because the writing doesn't really need our help. The writing's so elevated already, you just don't want to screw it up. You don't want to blow it because this August Wilson means so much to so many people that you don't want to be the guy that blows it, who doesn't get it. And so it was a very intense period for us, but it was also fun because we know how privileged we are to be the ones who were chosen to bring August Wilson to the screen before anybody else. So it's a huge, huge responsibility, but it's also an amazing privilege and an amazing honor as well. Well, it's when you're on stage, we all know you can only be in one place at one time. But that's the beauty of this medium, this electronic and cinematic medium we have, is now August can be shared from household to household to household. So people in the comfort of their own homes at some point, or in the comfort of their own group of friends, can go to their local theater and experience August Wilson's writing, his soul, and his language. And so it elevates him that way because it expands his audience. The thing that stuck out to me about the Hill District is we were so warmly embraced when we got there. And it's largely due to the two things. August Wilson is a homeboy, for lack of a better term. He's born and bred. He's right. He's a hometown boy. And Denzel Washington. Denzel actually went before the rest of the company got there, and walked the neighborhood and introduced himself door to door to let people know that we were going to be there and we were going to need them. And they loved on us. And they treated him, they treated Dee, and the rest of us like family every single day. But that's the kind of leader that Denzel is. He knew that we would need their help, and he knew that we wanted to do only good for them, and he knew that it wouldn't happen unless he brought those two things together. So he set the stage for us, and when we got there, man, people were bringing us cornbread muffins, slices of cake, cookies. I mean, these sisters had us right, man. It was great. The Hill District was amazing, absolutely amazing. It was amazing. It's been amazing. Broadway was magical. And being together, having our dream team back together to make this film, like I told you earlier, it's an honor. It's scary, it's an honor, but it's also a privilege. And we know it, and you don't usually get that opportunity, but we had two opportunities to do something amazing with something that is already amazing. Gabriel is, when we first meet him in the film, he's in a world all his own. Gabriel's sole purpose is to protect his brother, Troy. Gabriel wants to be a hero like his brother Troy. Troy was a baseball hero, so Gabriel decided he would go in the army, in the military, so that he could be a military hero and do something heroic, but he got injured. He has a traumatic brain injury that really affects him and makes him very different than anybody else around him. He has some perspicacity because he can actually see spiritual things that other people can't see. And but for him, the number one most important thing is to get his brother Troy into heaven. That's what he lives for, because he loves his brother. He's afraid of him, he's terrified by him, but he loves him, and he wants to make sure he gets Troy in heaven. Some people build fences to keep people in. Some people build fences to keep people out. All of the Maxon family, they're trying to keep something in. I think Troy's trying to keep things inside the gate, and Rose is trying to keep things that are on the outside from getting in. And that, to me, is symbolic of what that fence is, because you talk about fences, you talk about gates. If you notice, in the film, there's one scene where the gate opens all by itself. It looks like a special effect, but it's not. And Denzel used it in the movie. There was one scene that was so amazing at the end of the movie when Gabriel looks up to the sky. The gate opens. After the sky begins to change, the gate behind them opens and it closes again. And that was the wind. That was an absolute gift. We had nothing at all to do with that. I'm extremely proud of having this opportunity and executing this opportunity with love and dedication, because that's what we did, every single one of us. There's nobody who fell asleep at the wheel during this exploration. So I'm extremely proud of my association with this piece, because Fences, to me, is actually my favorite August Wilson piece. But I'm just really proud that we were privileged enough to be able to follow it through to fruition and get this film made at such a high level. I'm excited about it. I find a lot of the sweetness in this journey in Rose and in Gabriel. Rose is a nurturer and a caretaker. And to me, Rose represents the best of us, the absolute best of us all. And if you just follow Rose's through line, you'll find the foundation of us all. And that's really the heart and soul of it for me, is Rose is our foundation.